Hello everyone, welcome to our second episode of Black Flag, our Rapscallion campaign. I am Simon at Wandering DM. I today will be playing Nathaniel, the swashbuckler, who's also part of a guild of high-end courtesans. And that's it for me. Before we go around the table, introduce the rest of the cast, I would like to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors here. You can check them out in the panels down below, which, by the way, will be updated during everyone's introductions to add the panels to help or hinder our party during this show. But first, let's talk about our sponsors. Let's talk about Mage Hand Press, makers of 5th edition D&D supplements. Check them out at store.magehandpress.com and use code WanderingDM if you want to get 15% off your purchases. Next up is Found Familiar, a great coffee company, awesome coffee names. You really want to check them out at foundfamiliar.com. And once again, if you use code WanderingDM, you get 10% off your purchases and free shipping for orders over $50 if you live in the continental United States. Our last sponsor is the virtual tabletop that we're using currently to play this game. It is Roll20. Check them out at roll20.net or in the panel down below. And then we have our partners through the Diceomancy program, Level Up Dice. If you want to get some shiny dice to go with your shiny games and your characters, check out dice made out of stones, semi-precious stones, or metals at Level Up Dice. You can check them out down below in the panel or the message in chat. While I fix the rest of the panels and the overlay and everything, why don't we go around the cast and tell us who you are and who you are playing. Let's begin with the overlay has changed now, so I think we'll do Quentin first.
I was not entirely ready for that, but now I am. Yeah, so I'm going to be Thragon in chat, Thragon on Twitter, and today I'm going to be playing Isaac Brown, the Navigator, who spent all his money at the high-end courtesan area that Simon knows. I need more money, Captain.
Next up is Alyssa.
Yep, the captain, and I guess maybe we'll get you more money, Quentin, maybe. But I'm Alyssa. I am playing Captain Renata de Rochefort, and I am just gonna sip my coffee and try not to think about how much I want that map, which I want a lot. I want the map. I want to get that pirate.
You want to get that pirate booty?
Yeah, I hit mute a little too fast. What's up, guys? I know how technology works.
Next is Lindy.
That's me. I know where to find the mute button. Hi, I'm Lindy, and I'm very excited to play today. My fancy face jewelry came in from Amazon. It's a whole new world. And I'll be playing Josephine, the Matelot. She's great. She did not spend all her money in a brothel. She did, however, maybe get in trouble for wearing certain articles of jewelry in said brothel and had a lovely bath. Yeah, and that's about it for her.
All right, last but not least amongst the players, Shauna.
Hey, I'm Shauna Flanksierce. I'm playing Corinne Haley, the Montebank / scary witch that lives on the ship, and who may or may not want to release her love, a demon, onto the world.
And to tell the story of this crew of scallywags is our, the Fates in this case. Deirdre, hi.
Oh, hey y'all, welcome back. It's Saturday, it's fun, there are pirates, there's drama. I've been plotting. It's always a good thing. It's fun times. But yes, last week we had a visit to Tortuga and the Gilded Steed, the high-end highest end brothel probably in this part of the Caribbean. The kind of place where if you have to ask, you can't afford it. And a meeting with the madam of that brothel, one Mother Patience, and her knowledge about the piece of the map that Captain Renata has, and the knowledge that there are other pieces of that map. Mother Patience had one, and she knew that a third was held by one Ignatius Steele, last she knew, a acquaintance, accomplice of Josephine in her murder days. Which, really, are those very far away? No, probably not. You also had a very pleasurable time in the Gilded Steed until in the evening, after nightfall, Corinne was invited to join certain other people in partaking of, well, rites, festivals, fun times. We'll go with fun times. And a secluded beach. And informed that the map might possibly hold the key to releasing their friendly neighborhood demon, devil. All these good things. But we begin the next day. Some people had themselves a very good time at the brothel. Where do you awaken, shall we say? Who stayed the night at the brothel?
I couldn't afford to. I want to wake up in like a back alley, just like back in the mud.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I was thinking I would, but I think actually I probably would have gone back to the ship and taken my map pieces and started to plot.
Okay, so you now have two pieces of the map, one of which is you've discovered that this map is unique in the sense that, well, each of the individuals with a piece of the map had it tattooed on them, and therefore the map is skin.
Yep. At least there's only 3 pieces and not 4. I don't think I could deal with 4 skins.
Welcome to
And
Salty
everyone.
Saturdays, everyone. We've been up for 13 minutes.
Look, we gotta start off early. We woke up in a brothel, start early. I think most importantly, though, is that I don't truly know much about this Ignatius Steele that has the other piece, and I am probably like doing the Pepe Sylvia like map board, like putting plots in of like things we know based on talking to the crew and trying to like figure out how we find somebody that nobody's seen in 2 years.
Yeah, and the information that you got from Josephine. Isaac probably definitely woke up in a back alley behind one of the more, you started at the high-end brothel and then worked your way down the hill, literally, and probably ended up behind the cheap-ass rat gut. It's that scene in Pirates of the Caribbean where, Captain Jack Sparrow's quartermaster.
Gibbs.
Thank you. Wakes up in the pig trough.
Yep.
Pigpen. I see that for Isaac. Is that an accurate statement for what you said?
Oh yeah, that's totally good. They're like, "Where's our navigator?" And they're like, "I think we know."
I don't feel like this is the first time you've done this, and I feel like this is one of those
It's not gonna be the last.
we all know to go find you there after we're settled.
Yeah, so much for paying for a bath for you.
It was an
Did you pay-
afterthought.
Nathaniel, did you pay for the bath for Isaac, or did you have Isaac pay for his own rates?
Oh no, Isaac paid for everything.
Okay, good.
I just sent him
And-
more company.
You did. You did send him more company that charged him double instead of triple.
Yeah.
And then, Corinne, you spent the night, however, in a much more festive manner.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
There were, and you had some things to get rid of in the morning. You know, it's Tortuga, and most people won't ask, but, you know, dead bodies still need to be kind of removed somewhere.
Yes. Also, things need to pick up. I think whenever Corinne comes back from time in the town, she always comes back with replenishing her stores of like small animals, like doves or a chicken, maybe snakes. She keeps in the hold.
Yep. Where did Nathaniel spend the night?
Probably sleeping on a couch at the brothel.
Where did Josie spend the night?
Probably on the couch across from that couch in the brothel.
Oh.
That tracks.
It's so adorable.
It's very adorable. The oh so sweet, innocent child that just likes to murder people. Or does it very well. I don't know about like murder, but does it very well.
I'm very good at it.
Nathaniel are woken a little bit earlier than you would have liked, in a slightly less than pleasant manner, as one of the girls who work at one of your charming sisters just kind of knocks your feet off the side of the couch.
What?
It's time for you to leave unless you're paying or working. Also, you put your boots on the couch.
Yeah, I think this couch has had far worse on it than just the mud from my boots.
Mm-hmm. But did you want Mother to see and therefore have you clean it?
I kicked my feet off the couch.
I'm sure. Do you wish me to wake your friend, or are you going to do that?
I'll do it.
Good, because doors open in about an hour, and you know you need to be gone, unless you're working.
I don't know what the captain wants. Might come back. I don't know. We'll see. And he'll get up and approach Josie.
I think Josie is a very sound sleeper. Like, sleeps through all sorts of things, cannons, whatever. Unless, like, actually, like, woken up. And, like, so she basically sleeps like the dead, just.
So, he would approach Josie, and Nathaniel doesn't... Like, he wants to wake her up, but he doesn't know where, like, if he should, like, touch her to shake her awake or something. Because I figure by this time we know you're a sound sleeper.
It was probably discovered when there was like a distant firefight on the ships, and everyone was like, "Where's Josie?" And I was just asleep. Slept through the whole thing.
And he'll just like nudge her shoulder. Josie. Wait. And you'll put a whole hand on his on her shoulder. And
I think,
like, yeah.
Yeah. Just
nudge
wake
her.
up. Yeah, that'll wake her up. Oh, is it morning?
Yeah, we have to get going.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Well, I have all my things, so I guess we should just go then.
Yeah, we should.
Maybe we can get breakfast on the way back to the ship.
That would be an idea. If the captain doesn't want us back.
Oh, yes. Is the captain still here?
I don't know.
Well, she went into that room. Do you want me to knock?
Sure.
Or maybe just listen to see if I hear the captain snoring.
Yes. At worst, I work here. I can always just... You know, I've seen naked bodies before.
Does that happen a lot here?
Yes.
Okay.
It's kind of the opposite as normal. Like, we're standing out because we're dressed.
Right. Okay. Well, should we try to fit in? I know we're leaving, but
as much as I would like to, I think we should just check if the captain is here and leave.
okay. I'll go listen to the captain's door.
Captain, did you spend the night? No. When you listen at the door, Josie, you do hear the sounds of someone walking around, but you also hear the sounds of someone snoring who's very definitely not the captain. Obviously has some sort of deviated septum problem going, and you're kind of surprised that anyone could sleep through that.
Well, except for me. I don't think the captain is in there.
Then no need to disturb any more customers.
Okay. So we will just go then.
Yeah.
Okay. Lead the way.
So the two of you make your way out of the Gilded Steed, back down the main street through Tortuga, and there's people. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning, but it's still numbers of people are out and about. You hear a couple bar fights still going on, some games of chance, a couple people just sitting on a porch, lounging with a fan because it's hot. It's always hot. And we're going to pan away from you, and we're going to go to that pig pen that Isaac is in, curled up next to a pig, covered in mud and other things. And Isaac, you are unfortunately awoken with a pitcher, a bucket of water thrown on top of your head.
Good heavens, what was that? I'll look around. I'll slap the pig on the rump. Nice night with you.
Okay. Well, okay. There is a gentleman, shall we say, a slightly weasel-looking gentleman. You know, picture Benny from The Mummy.
Okay.
With a bucket, holding an empty bucket, leaning on the side of the rails of the pig pen, and just kind of looking at you and going,
"Was that your pig?"
"No, Isaac, right?"
"Yes, and you are?"
"An interested party."
What?
I
You want
heard,
to party?
No. I heard that you are looking for someone.
Heard maybe.
I might know a little bit about that for the appropriate amount.
Whom do you know that I know that you know that I am looking for?
a lady on a ship.
If you will, I need to go grab something from someone. Where can I find you? I'm a little short on cash right now.
And he just kind of snorts. You're sleeping in a pig pen. He assumes this. You can find me at the tavern over there.
Is it only monetary value you care about, or would you trade information for information?
I would trade information for information. If it's worth my while.
It might be.
Okay. I'll be sitting over there. You might want to... Nah. Oh, and he kind of weasels away.
I'll brush a little bit of the mud off me, and then I'll run to the ship and see if the captain's there, because I need a loan.
Oh, I'm on the ship. I told you, I'm Pepe Sylvia. I'm like conspiracy theory thinking and planning and plotting in my quarters. Just maps, papers, anything I can remember. Having spent most of the night writing down things, trying to find.
Yeah, if you're in your quarters when I get there, I'll just like open the door, be like, Captain, I think
you know to knock first, right? You know this, right?
No.
I think I just immediately like chuck a knife at you as when you open the door. If you're just gonna walk in unannounced, I'm just gonna throw it. Oh, Isaac, jeez, you could have been anybody.
But I am somebody.
Captain, yes, and you're somebody that should be dead if I had named better.
A dead man tells no tales.
Dead men also probably knock at least. Ghosts at least make noise when they show up. You hobbling around like the dead is not helpful.
I know we've been in town less than 24 hours, but I need a loan.
Sink me, boy. How do you already... How much did you spend at the Gilded Steed?
One thing happened to it. There were bodies and things, and it was very magical from what I can remember.
It was quite the night.
But I know a man who apparently knows me, who knows someone that we are trying to find, and he wants money.
This guy can get us to... And I just kind of gesturally vague towards my collection of wild notes. You think he knows?
Oh, I'm sure of it.
So I'm coming with you. I'll give you the money, but I'm coming with you. Isaac, if this man has the other pieces of the map or knows how to get us to the other piece of the map, I want to be there because I would like the map.
All right, Captain. I'm going to be frank. I'm lying to you. This is someone from my past.
Get out of my quarters.
No. I'll leave.
I will have you scrubbing the poop deck so fast, boy.
Let's see.
I'll also chuck like a tiny amount of money. Like it's a pitiful, like you couldn't get anything with this amount of money I'll just chuck it out and money leaves.
I will most definitely scoop it up. I'll go to the tavern. I'll try my luck with information for information.
Okay, so you're making your way back to the tavern. As you do, you see Nathaniel and Josie coming back on board the ship.
Isaac, you smell like shit. I thought you took a bath.
At some point, I probably did.
And what happened?
I became dirty.
You want me to dunk you in and out of the ocean a few times?
Yes, but not now. There's a
Okay.
man I have to go meet for something.
Oh, if you wanted men last night, I could have. I thought you.
You should have been there.
I really. It's just work for me at this point.
It's a shame. I'll just shake my head as I slowly walk away from him.
You make your way back to the tavern. Into the tavern. Your friend is your friendly neighborhood Benny. Officially, his name is now Benny because whatever.
Oh, Benny.
And he is, and he's kind of sitting there. He's got a number of, he looks a little scraggly, but it looks like that weaselly level of like, I tried to put something together that looked like important, but it still makes you look like a used car salesman. The 17th century Caribbean version. And he...
Look, this skiff is great. It's only been marooned twice.
Exactly. And don't pay any attention to the hole in the side. It's entirely cosmetic. You could just put a little schmutz on there and you're fine. It's all good. It
Just needs a little tar. You're fine.
Yeah, just a little extra tar. Right here. See, I'll put some... Good.
Faster ship, less mass on it.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing to hold you in, nothing. Yeah, whatever. But Benny's sitting there. There's a drink in front of him. And he kind of has pulled himself into the corner, but not one of those, like, I'm going, obviously making myself sit into the corner and therefore having very private conversations that everyone should be listening to because they're intentionally hiding in a corner. But Morio just kind of put himself out of the way. Very obviously someone who's used to exchanging information in public places and how to ensure that they're not overheard.
Yeah, I'll go take a seat across from him and say, all right, information for information. That's what we're doing. Maybe.
There's information I would like.
Perfect.
That you might know.
Whom is it about?
Another, shall we say, interested party that I am acquainted with desires information on the location of a gentleman.
Yes, I know many gentlemen. Well, one, maybe. What is this gentleman's name?
That is the problem. We do not have a name. We have a description, but no name.
Describe him to me.
A little bit taller than you. Dark hair, black. Very fine mustache and little bit of beard. Very fancy rapier sword. Well looking. Long dark coat. The hat. The hat is distinctive. It has that purple feather thing. I don't understand the hat thing. Last seen by this gentleman at a plantation that was burning.
I might know whom you're talking about. What do they know, or what do they want to know? His location? His name?
Anything that would...
Occupation?
Anything and everything. The current bounty on the gentleman's head is rising.
Bounty. How much is it?
1,900 guild.
Images of lavish parties are going through Isaac's head. No. The information that you have that I want, could you give me a taste? That way I know it's worth it.
I have a name.
A name? A location? Anything else? Or just a name?
A name and the possibility of a location.
Ah, possibility.
Well, I have her last known whereabouts.
Last known. How old is this information?
You see him kind of look around the room, gauge your interest. Are you trying to hide your palpable interest from him?
No. But I'm also not like eagerly, like I'm interested for sure, but I'm also gauging, is his information the same as my information? Because like I know a lot about Nathaniel, but
3 weeks.
He says, all right, the man you're looking for is Nathaniel. Simon, do you have a last name?
I have never given it to anyone.
The man you are looking for is Nathaniel. Do I know what your previous occupation was?
As far as you know, I mean, we were together in the plantation, right? We met during our imprisonment.
Yes.
In the penal colony. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I would say you would have known that I was a soldier before.
You would also know vaguely his current profession because you just spent the night in the Gilded Steed.
So his name is Nathaniel, and he has friends within the Gilded Steed. His current location? Here somewhere.
Ah. Her current location? Havana.
And
her name? Letizia.
And at that, I'll clap my hands and say, bartender, drink for me and my friend on his tab. I don't have any money. I slept with the pig last night.
While this wonderful exchange of beverages between your two new friends is going on, we're going to pan over to Corinne. As you're making your way back to the ship, you briefly saw Isaac looking like shit, literally, hurrying into one of the cheapest taverns at Dockside. What are you doing?
She has small cage animal in hand. She looks wiped out. She's kind of like less walking, more shambling back to the ship. But always, Isaac seems up and at 'em this morning. See what that's about. So I'm wondering.
You're going to go wander in and see if you can... Are you going to make your presence known, or are you just going to overhear?
I'll just go in there. And, well, if... I'm not going to make efforts to say that I'm here, but we'll see. I'm not also, like, trying to be secretive about it.
All right, then. He is sitting having a drink with a very Weasley-looking gentleman. They both seem to be in high spirits, very pleasant and cordial with each other, which is a little weird.
What do you think this is all about? Early business, beloved? Wonder why he's here.
You can try and size him up if you want.
Sure, why not? Let's do that.
That is roll plus vinegar.
Okay. Oh, cool. Pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
6.
Nope, not a clue. They seem to be quite cordial, though.
Well then, let's give it time and see what we can figure out. Maybe there's secrets.
Yes. Lots of secrets. Secrets flowing everywhere. Isaac, how many rounds are you going to enjoy with Benny after you?
How many is he going to buy me?
Just the one.
Then just the one.
So after your pleasant beverage, what are you going to do?
Well, I guess I'll probably go back to the ship. I mean, I can't do anything else.
Just before you leave, Benny says, "Oh yes, one last piece of information for my very dear new friend.
Yes.
You want to watch out for her brother." And he just picks up his glass and starts drinking again.
I'm sorry, her brother?
Remember,
Big man? Small man?
very protective. Very violent.
Is he here in the Caribbean?
In the Caribbean? Yes. Is he here on Tortuga? I do not know.
Does he have a name?
Probably.
The next time we meet, I will have more to bargain with.
I love doing business with such a pleasant customer.
And then I want to like go back over to him and probably like stagger a little bit and then just like kiss him like hard on the cheek, but like very awkward. And say to my new friend, Benny.
He kind of goes with it. I mean, he's the little Weasley Benny. He's fine. So you make your way back to the ship. Corinne, are you trying to hide or are you just gonna,
Oh, no, I'm gonna actually purposefully kind of get in his way as we're like, oh, fancy meeting you here. Sounds like you had a very, very fun night from the smell of it. Pigs again?
The pigs are very persuasive. What can I say?
Join us sometime. We're out here.
Are you alone?
No, she's not.
Who are you with?
Oh. Beloved is always with me.
You know what? You buy me a couple drinks. I'll say hello to anybody.
Promise?
Pinky promise.
She'll immediately just grasp like, good. And she'll reach into her bag and just kind of like dip her finger into like a liquid and just kind of flick it at you. It's her perfume. It's like, there we go. Much better. You didn't pay for a bath beforehand, did you?
Maybe. At some point I was being watched. There were so many hands throughout the night. It's hard to say.
Oh, sounds like fun.
Was.
Who is that, your friend?
His name is Benny. We just met and we hit it off.
I'm sure.
He had something that I was looking for, and I had something he was looking for.
Oh, that sounds more your style, Isaac.
You know, when you're looking for something, you got to do things.
Oh, are you being a go-getter and trying to find information on the map? Or are you just a little side business?
Both, but that was side business.
Ooh.
A side piece, if you will, of my map.
Well, I'm sure anything to get a few more coins. Provided it doesn't involve any of us being sold out, I'm fine with it. We all have our secrets, right?
Yes.
I'm still feeling a bit woozy from last night. Do you mind holding this as we can?
What is it?
She'll hand you, like, it's a cage with, like, it has, like, a pair of, like, just these, like, inky black chickens.
Do they look ferocious? Are they like normal chickens, or are they like demonic chickens?
Oh, they're normal chickens. You
Oh,
will
yeah.
know. You will know when demonic chickens are happening.
Yeah, I'll carry the cage.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, thank
no
you,
problem.
gentlemen.
So the two of you make your way back to the ship. By this point, Nathaniel and Josie are on the ship. The captain is on the ship. And there is a knock at the captain's door.
Enter.
Captain. Hi, Captain. Sorry, Captain. Don't mean to be upsetting you, Captain,
Make it
but
quick.
Certain people are in port.
Good certain or bad certain?
Bad. And there may or may not be commentary about certain other people in the area.
Is a certain baguette around?
I was reminded last time that you got very upset that we called him a stiff stuffed baguette.
Yeah, but in this case, out with it.
His ship is sailing into port.
Outstanding.
And he's... well, you should see.
All right, lead the way. Show me.
As you come up on deck, you can see very obviously the captain, well, the ship belonging to Captain Jacques Cousteau. Apparently that's his name.
Mm-hmm.
A unfurled you're never 100% sure what the name of it is. It looks like almost a galleon. It's a galleon that he's appropriated, and he's painted retard, so it's all black. Very well known for night raids. Easily makes sure that it's like, picture the Black Pearl, but make it French.
Mm.
So it's the Black Pearl, but it smells of cheese.
Yes.
And there's more wine
Zigliato.
instead of rum.
A true disappointment to all. Oh boy. This can't be good.
And you could see the figure just barely, probably, of this youngish, in his 30s, very handsome, slightly long but messy cut hair, little bit of a, like 5 days stubble beard and mustache thing going on, long blue coat, fully open shirt, and he's leaning negligently on the side rail of the ship, and it's obvious that he knew your ship was in port and that your ship was there, and he's made himself look like the guy in the greaser movies who, in Grease, who's leaning on the side of the car, because he can get, when Danny's leaning on the side of the car when Sandy walks by.
Oh boy. How fast can we gather up the crew and get out of here?
I think everyone is here except for Isaac.
It always is Isaac, isn't it? Is he back with the
And
kids?
Witch.
Oh.
She
has a name. She has a name. Her name is Corinne. Although she probably doesn't know a hex to curse Jacques' genitals. Would be funny. I would like a note that I want that note made that we're going to ask her for that. But
do I have to ask for that? You see this like young kind of ish cabin boy just kind of looking at you like, what?
yes, I think if you're going to ask that way, then yes, you will be the one to ask the witch for the curse on Jacques' genitals. I suppose you should practice your respects and call him Captain Cousteau.
Okay.
Not yet. Do I know this cabin boy's name? Or is he just one we picked? Steve. Steve, I think we need to can you bring Josephine and Nathaniel to my quarters, please?
Yep.
And if you see Isaac, there's a bottle of perfume that we picked up a couple raids ago. Can you just dump it on him? And bring him and Corinne to my quarters as well.
So the young Steve makes his way quickly to the side of the ship. Where are Josie and Nathaniel at the moment?
To get back to the ship, Josie would have followed Nathaniel's lead. He was seeming to want to report to the captain, or at least check in.
Yeah.
Okay.
My goal was to go and ask the captain, like, what's our next move?
Okay. So we go to the captain.
Yeah.
So I think it's one of those, like, the captain turns to walk back into her quarter cabin. The cabin boy turns to go start looking around for you and literally sees you walking up the gangplank and is like, and you're already making your way to the captain's quarters, and he's like, the captain wants to speak with you.
Yes, Steve?
Did she look angry?
Oh, yes. Did she look angry?
And he just kind of turns and over his shoulder points starboard, and you see, if you turn and look, you see Jacques Cousteau's ship.
Crusty baguettes. I heard the captain call it that once.
Well then, I think we gotta weigh anchor.
I have to find
Corrine?
Yeah,
Ugh.
and Isaac.
Good luck.
And he just kind of like nods furiously at Josephine and then turns and runs off looking for the other two.
Did you know if you say her name 3 times, it summons her?
Did not know that.
Yeah, you just have to be careful because it...
That would explain so much.
Yeah.
So the two of you make your way into the captain's quarters. I'm assuming. I'm not taking any agency away from you. Well, Steve runs off to go find Corrine and Isaac. And then apparently by probably about this point, Isaac and Corrine are coming back on ship.
Yeah.
And poor little Steve is standing there and he's kind of shaking a little bit and the captain wishes to speak with you.
Right now.
Nods furiously and then just kind of also holds a bottle of perfume out at you with a shaking hand. Is like, and you smell, apparently.
I'll say, I'll grab the bottle and say, Steve, I've always liked you. I'll just give him a big hug and pour the bottle over his head.
Oh. Ooh, that smells. Well, it's unfortunate. We just got here just in time. Oh, Steve. Dear.
Yeah, yes.
Take this and stow it in my quarters. And you remember I told you, like, don't touch anything else. You
Yes,
have no
ma'am.
idea what it does.
Yes, Mom.
Thank you.
And he kind of turns and walks very carefully and slowly away to stow the package of chickens in the scary witch's quarters.
I know he's scared. She knows that he's terrified. So it's like, yes, go into my quarters and put these sacrificial chickens in. You know you hate this.
Yeah, there is nothing subtle about Steve. Steve is just... Oh, poor Steve.
Love Steve.
Everybody needs one cabin boy to bully slightly, affectionately,
Mhm.
and that's Steve.
Mm-hmm. The two of you can make your way back to the captain's quarters. So all of you are in the captain's quarters at the moment.
All right.
Good morning, Captain.
Yes.
Captain?
Nathaniel?
Did you have a good night?
I had a fine night. It's the morning that's been the struggle.
I had a fantastic night.
Yeah. I noticed you... I'm just gonna immediately like glare at Isaac a little bit because as great as the night was, he's made my morning hell on top of Jacques being around. Now, as you can see, and I gesture to the board behind me that includes all of the, quickly handwritten bits of information that I have and maps and things. We're on what you might call a wild goose chase. See, to find Ignatius Steele and get this other piece of the map.
Ignatius steals a goose.
He's not very goose-like. Though he did sculpt a goose once. He likes pottery. It was like a bowl with a goose head.
She brings up a solid point. We should find chickens.
Why?
'Cause he likes birds.
Most
I think he
importantly,
likes pottery more than birds.
and I would like this map more than I would like to have this conversation. But we have no idea where to go. And I personally do not want to stay in Tortuga longer than we have to. As pleasant as it is to be here, it seems that we have some very unsavory guests.
I think she'll pull off her ring. Well, if we can find these... Whoops! I almost dropped it. If we can find these people, we might be able to find Mr. Ignatius Steele.
And How exactly do we go about finding a secret society?
Maybe we look for other people who are wearing these rings. Master Ignatius Steele had one, and some of his friends had them. Or we could go, hello, excuse me, have you seen these people?
Didn't you say last time, Josie, that they would congregate somewhere?
Mhm.
Where is that?
They'd have meetings. In different places. There's a lot of them.
Hmm.
No names,
What
though,
if we
come to
just
mind?
throw money at the problem?
I've already thrown money at you once today, Isaac.
It was not enough.
You should have considered knocking.
Do you need money?
Josephine,
Yes.
do not. As your captain, I'm commanding you, do not give him any money.
Okay.
If he's going to choose to start my day by not knocking and lying to me, then no money for Isaac.
Oh, so it was a
only
good night then.
It was only dishonest to be honest.
You should have led with honesty, Isaac.
I remembered the meeting spot.
Oh.
In Port Royal, there was one.
Oh, Port Royal.
Then
Are you sure it wasn't Havana?
Is Port Royal in Havana?
No.
No.
Then no.
Port Royal, then. I trust that all of you have all of your business settled here in Tortuga.
For now.
I mean, I can't really bring work aboard the ship now, can I?
Then maybe you can.
Isaac, don't take Isaac's money. I don't mind if you do your job on the ship, but not Isaac.
I do not sleep with crewmates
Oh, good.
It's a shame.
for work.
For shame. Oh wait, for work. There's a loophole. Captain!
Isaac. Isaac.
There is no HR person on this ship.
No, there's no HR. There's no HR. And I'm pretty sure the captain has made a very, don't ask, don't tell policy about this kind of thing. Because if the crew is boinking other members of the crew, I don't want to know about it.
Do you know how hard it is to boink someone in a hammock?
Yes.
Actually.
I learned
Yeah.
last night that it's quite tricky.
Yes. It's easier than a kayak.
Well, yes. How would you...
Don't ask questions. They will get you violations on TOS.
Wandering DM. After dark.
More like wondering DM right now, but okay.
Well, it's because you're normally, covered from the waist down in a kayak.
It's on the kayak. Anyways, yes.
Anyway, everyone's business is settled.
I did not have any business here.
Okay. Josephine, I have a question for you.
I have an answer for you.
I know reading is not something you're good at, but how do you feel about drawing?
I've never tried.
Oh no.
She would
I
be
could
fantastic
try.
at
I
it.
would like to try.
Do you think if I gave you some paper and some time, you could draw the ring so we can add it to my board here?
I think so.
Okay.
I'll
Then
do my best, Captain.
This is the project I am putting to you for now.
Okay.
As for the rest of you, you need to get out of here to Port Royal. Isaac, I trust that you'll make a quick course.
Are we running from something, Captain?
Yeah, something go wrong last night?
No, I just want to get this done quickly. Also, we may have a French bastard trying to fire at us, and I would rather make some haste.
As you wish, my captain, and I'll bow out of the room.
I don't like when he bows like that. That always means trouble. As for the rest of you, you know what to do. Let's get out of here.
All right.
Aye,
And he
aye,
starts
Captain.
taking off his shirt.
Is this part of your process, Nathaniel?
Well, you told me I knew what to do. I figure... Oh, you want me to do the hoisting of the sails and...
Hoist the sails! We need to get out of the...
boring stuff. All
You,
right.
you hear outside on the deck like, all right, crew, make way for Havana.
Port Royal, you... turd.
We'll be in my quarters if we need anything further.
That's fair. Corinne, do you know anything about curses?
Oh, why?
Oh, there's just a certain gentleman that I wouldn't mind if harm were to suffer him at this point.
Oh. You request services for that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It can be done. It requires... mostly requires a article, something that belongs to that person. But it can be done.
Huh. Okay. Well, that might make me see it.
That wouldn't happen to be the same person we're running from, would it?
Perhaps it is, perhaps it isn't.
Did you ever run in with him last night? Is that what we're running?
No, not last night. More like a lifetime.
Well, if you need me to, as you say, curse him, I'm more than open.
I believe your services will be required soon. Especially if we don't make it to Port Royal.
We are at your service, Captain, as always.
I give her a very polite nod. All right. We're getting out of here. And I'm immediately going on deck and yelling to Port Royal. I'm yelling at my crew, getting them all squared away.
So you lay anchor and sail the Caribbean. And proceed from Tortuga, which is in Hispaniola, out here, to Port Royal, which is over here. No, wait, hold on. Wrong island.
There you go.
I did this backwards again. Yes, that's Cuba. That's Jamaica. There we go. Haha. Sailing to Jamaica, not Cuba. Make way. So you're sailing for Port Royal. I have a vital question.
Mhm.
What colors are you flying?
Oh, that's right.
A Jolly Roger.
No, we
Good to
probably
know.
need to go in disguise, don't we?
Now we'll never get into Port Royal if we don't fly English colors.
Yeah, we're gonna have to fly English colors.
So sorry.
It's fine. I'm gonna direct the crew to make sure we're flying English colors and preparing everyone. Because I imagine our crew is a pretty ragtag, diverse bunch, and not all of us are English. So it's like,
Probably not.
Nope.
we're just gonna all have to pretend that we're English.
I will do my best English accent.
Josie, I think I need you to focus on the task I've given you, and maybe don't talk
Ooh.
to anyone yet. If you
Hey.
could
Do
do
it,
it.
Captain.
Also, just I would bring protection with you and you, just in case. It's gonna be weird going for a while.
Captain, maybe she should hide her murder ring.
Well, that's why I'm hoping she'll draw it, and then we can have a Copy. Hide the ring. Although we might need the ring when we get to Port Royal. We'll deal with that when we get there. Josie, are you opposed to parting with your ring?
Do you mean by parting with it?
It would be in my care. But
She means to chop off your finger with the ring.
I mean no such thing.
You have to chop off my finger, Captain. I guess you have to chop off my finger.
You can keep your finger, Josie. I just need the ring.
Okay.
So I'll promise when all this is over and we've gotten the other piece of the map, you can have it back.
Okay.
So you're sailing for Port Royal. It's going to take a couple days. As you do, the first day is relatively uneventful. However, you get notification that from your troops, or your crow's nest gives a shout when you're maybe a half day's sail from Port Royal.
Do we see
You
a
see-
baguette flying on the horizon?
Oh no.
No, much, much worse. You see
Worse
two
than a
English. Oh, yes. The baguette is merely a galleon. You see two English men of war sailing
Ooh.
up at you from the stern.
All right, everyone. We're still flying. We're at least flying the English colors, right?
Probably not yet.
Well,
Are you flying any? I mean, they're definitely approaching with speed and purpose.
Hunters?
hunters.
I
would imagine. All right. Well, we better prepare to have the English colors out just in case. Otherwise, if you're not helping us do that, prepare the guns and cannons just in case.
Speaking of guns and cannons, Captain.
Aye.
Well, I figure if a fight comes about, I am kind of useless unless we board them or we get boarded.
Same.
Well, I gotta think here.
What's the plan, Captain?
Captain, what are we going to do?
Well, we're gonna fly these English colors and hope to God they just pretend to think that we're one of them. And if not, then let's steal a man of war. Sink one, steal one.
Good. Well, if we're gonna pretend to be English, I'll at least get the clothes that look the part. I'll be down.
Good.
Captain, if I may just have one word.
You can have 5, and I'm counting.
And I'll like lean in like, we can't take both ships.
That's true.
Diplomacy has to work, or we're all...
I hope you have your
Unless-
diplomatic face on then. We have a lady. We're transporting a lady.
Which lady? Like, look around. I just see, like, drunken sailors everywhere.
Corinne.
Corinne's a lady.
I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Does she know we're going to go with that plan?
She went to get her clothes. It was her idea.
Whoa. I wish you the best of luck, Captain.
Isaac,
Yeah.
you have to be part of this too. You know that, right?
Hmm?
You have to be a good navigator.
And I'll, like, walk, like, how would you like me to steer, Captain? Would you like me to sail casually?
Yeah, let's not cause any alarm yet.
Would you like me to not say anything when they are here? So they don't realize, or do you want me to try my English accent?
No. Well, how does the English accent go?
Yeah, I'm gonna laugh when it sounds perfect.
Oh,
Well,
Does he-
gor blimey, governor. I'm very English.
She should do the talking.
It's better than mine.
Yeah.
I went to England once.
Let's go with no on the accent for now. I think it's great. I think keep working on it.
Okay, I'll practice.
Just don't. Like I said, we're keeping casual. There's no. Well, that's not true. There's a lot of contraband on this ship. Just, we are British privateers, if anyone asks, and
Where's our letter of marque?
I don't worry about that.
A seagull stole it.
No, the seagull didn't steal it.
Okay. Pelican.
I think I got us.
Alright then, I'll turn to the crew and just shout out, like, hoist the English colors!
I'm gonna trust them to do that. I'm gonna go back to my ship or into my quarters and pull out some things that I have, which include a letter of marque that put us as privateers for an English spice company that.
Well,
It's
Eastern Trading Company doesn't technically, well, I mean, technically exist, but it doesn't really exist yet. So just the letter of marque would only apply for the crown.
It's basically my brother's business, is what I'm.
You're using your protection, not privateers.
yes.
Yeah, we're basically moving like we're transporting things on behalf.
So
Of
a
that,
letter of so instead of a letter of marque, it's a letter of it's a deed for the ship in the name of the company.
Yeah, it would be essentially a mark that shows that we are sugar mostly.
Yep.
And that I think I would also be prepared to have something that would show that Corinne is coming with us as potentially somebody looking to get into the business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that way she sort of blends in, but I don't really want to use this because if they actually go and find my brother back in England, he would have some words about this.
Well, you hear shouts from the crow's nest that one of the two naval vessels is breaking off, sailing north.
Yay.
It's not out of danger yet.
The other is coming up on you fast. Now, you have an option. You could run. You could fight. I will remind you that a man of war has, on average, 157 guns to 220 guns.
It would destroy us, yes.
Yeah, it would definitely.
But
I
we
don't
are
think we
smaller and faster.
We are smaller and faster, but I don't think we should arouse suspicion if we don't have to.
No,
Otherwise,
that's
we're
true.
going to be chased all the way to Port Royal.
And then we'd get attacked in Port Royal. So I think if we just play the part of being this transport ship, basically.
Yeah, plus, yeah, if we get close, also it's better for us.
We're probably better with the swords and guns than they are. Or should I say we're at least more practiced?
I've never had
We think we
anyone
are.
beat me.
I've got my trusty pistol just in case. But
So you've made preparations to defend the ship or engage in diplomacy as you choose. The man of war sails. Pulls. Are you trying to get away from him?
no, I think
Or
we're
are
just
you
trying to make
sailing
it.
casual?
I think we're just sailing casual. Would have been the directive I would have given.
You would hear a shout then. English vessel, stand to.
orders, Captain.
Let's go with diplomacy. So
All right.
we oblige and
the vessel pulls up beside you. Non-threatening. Their gun ports are closed for the moment. And you would hear this, you would see a very typical, for the period, young naval lieutenant, crisp blue jacket with white accents, young, remembering, of course, that officers in the British Navy would go to sea at about 12. They would take the midshipman's exam, and then when they were about 18, maybe 20, they would take their lieutenant's exam. And, you know, then from there, they would serve as a lieutenant, third lieutenant, second lieutenant, first lieutenant, until they distinguish themselves enough that they would be allowed to captain a ship. So the gentleman, the guy that you're seeing is like 22, 23, very polished, a little sunburnt. Obviously, this is this Englishman's first time in the Caribbean. And he whispers quietly to the sailor standing next to him, who shouts out, "And captain of the ship is..."
Hope you got a fake name, Captain.
I'll just like point.
I nod and I said, "Aye, that's me. How can we?"
His Majesty's royal vessel in the service of the crown. We are here to inform you of the possibility of pirates in the near area.
Is that so?
Have you seen, heard, and or interacted with any pirates?
Well, we saw a ship not too long ago that was painted completely black, but it was headed. We were originally heading towards Havana, but now we're shifted to Port Royal since we saw that ship. They were quite a ways off, though. Might have been heading back towards Hispaniola.
I'm going to ask you to roll hoodwink on this one.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Roll plus Polish.
Oh.
That is...
Say a prayer to your demon, Corinne.
Mm. Yes.
Please do for me. 8. Why isn't this not? Oh, that's why. 6.
Oh boy.
Not great, y'all. Not great.
That is not enough, unfortunately. The young lieutenant seems to be nodding along, and the sailor next to him kind of seems to be willing to take it. But then another figure starts walking up behind the two of them. And where is everyone else?
Corinne's on deck in her like English best at this point. She's probably fairly near the captain at this moment.
Yeah.
Josephine would be below deck, but just so, like, next to the stairs of the ladder, so come up if needed.
I'd be somewhere on the poop deck.
At the helm. With
So-
the parrot above me, like, he's a pirate.
I thought I told you to shoot that bird.
I love that you taught your bird this specific sentence.
Teach it something.
You could have taught it something clever or useful. What? You're an asshole. What?
We took that parrot from a pirate. No.
It was a metaphorical parrot.
Metaphorical parrot. Well, the parrot is less of an issue at this moment, as the figure who's walking up is a little older, closer to 30. White accents, but his bars are a little bit brighter, more powerful. And as we go, he looks. Is that Isaac Brown?
And I look
And
around.
on that, we're going to take a break.
No.
All right, everyone, we will be right back. Grab a drink, stretch, grab a snack, and come back in 5 to 10 minutes. And we were muted. We're back, everyone.
Well, we're back, and the last thing we heard was a posh English voice, roughly 30, standing there, looking quizzically at the figure at the helm, and saying, "It's not Isaac Brown."
So this man from my backstory, do I remember his name?
You would know that is well, reading his shoulder lapels, that he's a lieutenant now, but he wasn't when you knew him. Lieutenant Roland Fitzgeoffrey. And that you did serve on a naval vessel with him before, the unpleasantness in England.
Mm-hmm. And I'll look and I'll pull up my spyglass. Is it you? No, it's been so long. Now, what are you doing out here, Roland?
He kind of raises an eyebrow and just kind of pulls his jacket down, I'm still working. I'm a lieutenant now, Lieutenant Roland Fitzgeoffrey, and I am serving in His Majesty's Royal Navy, searching for pirates.
He says, "Still doing that thing, are you?" And he says, "Well, is there something amiss? I mean, do you really think that I would engage in piracy?"
And he just kind of cocks an eyebrow at you. Last I was aware, you were under arrest.
Was. And now I am free. And he says, "Captain Willing, how about I grab a bottle of something pleasant and we just discuss it?"
We are working, and that is not currently on the we are on our way to Port Royal.
So are we. What a coincidence.
Lieutenant Fitzgeoffrey, I appreciate your tenacity in your hunt for pirates, and it seems that you know my navigator. I'm learning quite a lot about him today. Is there anything we can do for you at this moment?
And he's scanning the rest of you on the deck.
Do I recognize him?
You do.
I will try to hide.
I mean, that would be there is a move for that. Well, no, there's not. It's just, I mean, I don't want to make you. I kind of want to make you roll for
casually
it.
stroll down below decks with me.
Yep, yep. Like taking the hat off. Just moving nonchalantly. Like I'm minding
you grab
my
like
own
a bundle
business.
of rope.
Yeah,
you know?
something like that, and just going down.
Moving something below decks.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I would ask for you to roll hoodwink, as he's actively, he's on a little bit of a lookout now.
Hoodwink is polish, right?
Yep, roll with polish.
Do I have...
Do you have luck?
You can spend luck on or after.
I don't have any luck.
You don't have any Spitfire?
No.
Oh no.
Well, polish is in it.
And
We all
I don't want to
min-maxed.
risk I don't want to risk disadvantage to mark all of my luck. So I'll just roll with polish and get a 10.
Nice.
Hey.
You've pulled it off. And he doesn't seem to notice, nothing's there. You have this, Isaac and the captain would see, he's just kind of scanning the crew, shakes his head. Well, if we see you in Port Royal then, I look forward to having that drink later.
We'll do it. You buy.
Yes, I imagine we will see you in Port Royal.
Captain,
Lieutenant.
Isaac,
Roland. Sorry, Lieutenant Roland.
I'm just going to subtly shake my head at Isaac.
make way! And they start to peel off from you. Moving at a bit of a speed away from you.
Well,
I think
that
I'm
went-
gonna say let's rest the ship a second before we rush off to Port Royal.
Well, that went better than I thought it would.
Yes.
Don't worry, Captain. Roland's a good man.
That is hunting pirates.
That's what I'm
Good
afraid
man.
of. A good man. Good man follows the rules. At least for pirates.
Served with him for many, I don't know, seasons. He's a good man. If we were doing good by the way of piracy, he might look the other way. But if we were doing bad with the way of piracy, he'd probably hang us all.
You do a lot to quell the nerves, don't you, Isaac? And I'm immediately going to reach for my hip flask and take a huge swig.
I reach for it as well.
Can I say you could have this? I'm just going to slap his hand.
I thought this was
Ask-
a celebration.
No, this is not a celebration. First of all. Second of all, don't touch my stuff unless you ask permission first. Third of all, I don't have a third of all, except that I'm very annoyed with you.
And your friend.
May I have a drink?
Fine. And I thrust the hip flask at him, but you'll be disappointed to realize it's empty.
I'll get real sad.
It
Can I
seems
keep
that-
it?
I think maybe we're going to have to continue to be a little bit disguised when we get to Port Royal.
Yes. Low profile will definitely be better for us, considering that Isaac's friend will be there as well.
Well, if anyone asks, we are a transport vessel on behalf of the Turner Sugar Company.
Yes.
And I am Captain Turner, not Captain de Rochefort. So. Yeah.
Below decks, I sheath my weapons.
I think you would hear Nathaniel mutter something like, a manowar. Why are they going with manowars now? This is...
Nathaniel, is everything okay?
It was a manowar.
It was a big ship, yes.
I was expecting something different. The English are just overkilling it now.
Mm-hmm. I heard that a lot about the English when I was living in Spain.
Well, I was expecting hunters to be at the helm of smaller, faster ships. Not a 200-gun massive monstrosity.
Well, now we know.
And we're gonna have to be a lot more careful.
Mm-hmm. But it seems we are okay for now. Just peek up and then go back down.
Yes, the danger has passed.
Since the danger has passed, I was wondering if you could help me with something.
Yes, well, what is it?
So, do you remember when we were at the very fancy place and you were all asking me if I could read the map? And I told you I could not really read, and I was wondering if you would help me read my book. Help me learn to read my book.
Why, yes.
Great! I left off on page 4. What is this?
D.
Tell me all about the D.
Well, you see, when a mommy and a daddy love each other very, very much.
Okay, this is very different from A, B, and C.
D is the 4th letter of the alphabet.
Okay, but what about it? What does it sound just like D?
D.
Or does it have other noises? Because A has various different noises.
Yeah, I know. English is whack like that.
It's very strange. So how would you use the D and the D? Like in a sentence.
It depends on the sentence.
Okay.
Do you want the letter alone, or do you want it as part of a word?
Let's go with both. But one first and then the other.
All right. As part of a word, you have the world's deepest and most marvelous eyes.
And the D is in deepest. I figured it out.
There you go. It's also in world.
At the end. I'm going to be reading in no time. Okay. I think we can move on to page 5. Flip.
That's E.
Okay. This seems like it's got a lot of lines. The last few have had lines and squiggles or just squiggles. Okay. And she's got the piece of paper that the captain's given her too, and she's like trying to copy very poorly as she looks at these letters.
Which piece of paper?
The paper to draw the symbol of the ring on.
Oh, okay.
So there's like A's and B's and C's and a couple of D's like around the border.
I
think if we spend some time before Port Royal, we might even get through the first half of the book, and I'll be reading maps in no time.
Maybe you will. You're a very fast learner.
And then we can read your book that you showed me.
Maybe.
Okay. E. And I think they just go on like that until the captain yells at them to do something.
Probably it's been passed on to you that we are a sugar transport vessel at this point. And then everyone wants to call me Captain Turner and not Captain anything else.
Captain,
refer
I
to me
think
at all.
a nice pirate song would raise the morale of the crew.
I think we need to avoid that for now, but you know a sea shanty that doesn't sound like a pirate song, I will give it to you, Isaac. I will give you this one.
I know none of them that aren't pirate shanties. We weren't allowed to sing in the English Navy.
I'll.
Kind of were.
I wasn't.
That's a different story.
Isaac, tell me, why weren't you allowed to sing? You always make it sound like I always thought English ships were full of song, at least in my experience.
So I would always suggest it at the most inopportune moments.
Hmm.
And then they barred me from it.
Well, we are still a half day's ride from Port Royal. I
No.
suppose a song wouldn't hurt. But the closer we get to Port Royal, the more English sugar ship we need to be.
I'll start. I think if I do I hear that? Are you?
Oh, I'm probably pretty loud about it. Probably like a pirate song, Captain.
Yeah. I've given up on any form of subtlety with Isaac at this point, so I'm just like, yeah, whatever, sing it. And then back to the disguise.
Well, if they're gonna sing that badly, I figure I should go up and try to help them.
Hey, I will keep studying on this letter that you just taught me. The J, like Josephine.
Like Josephine, yes.
She just peers at it intensely.
I'll be right back with you.
Okay.
And I would probably show up on deck and start singing Lever Johnny.
I support this. I support this right off the top of my head. Leave her, Johnny. Corinne, where are you while this is all going on?
Muted. She's still on deck with the captain and Isaac, and you know what? She's gonna stay in this. She's gonna try to stay in her proper clothes, but she will dance while the crew sings her shanty.
Corinne, can you just roll me a d20, just randomly?
Yes. Sure. 16.
Ooh. Ooh. Corinne, you would be the only one to notice, and you start to hear a different song, a different voice coming from not on the ship. Come all ye pretty fair maids, wherever you may be, love a jolly sailor bold, it sails across the sea.
She'll stop the dancing, just kind of focus on that. Where is it coming from if it's not coming from the ship?
Well, over the side. There are very limited places a sound could come from. In this case, over the side. You're in the middle of the water. You haven't made it to Port Royal yet.
No, she'll just look down there and she'll go straight to the captain. While everyone's having fun right now, tell the men to stay away from the sides of the deck. There are some songs that mean to cause us some harm here.
All right. So I find a way to do that, like kind of, telling everybody to get back to work basically, and try to keep everyone focused without letting them too close to the edges of the ship in that way. Someday you'll have to explain to me what it is I'm protecting the crew from, but for now I need to.
The sea is hungry.
Can we give them? No, we don't have anything to give.
Oh, it wants. It wants people.
We don't have any to give.
Unfortunate. You always have one aboard that you're able to.
We could give Steve, but I don't want to look for yet another cabin boy. This is the third one to go.
Oh, we can just pick one up at Port Royal. There's so many of them.
That's fair.
And although I will miss the way that he runs away from everything. A little bit of fear.
I'll miss having such quick little hands to break into treasure boxes, but Steve, we knew you well.
Well, it's
is Steve nearby as we're talking about him like this?
Yeah.
That would be quite funny.
Yeah. I don't think it's
No, unfortunately, you would look around looking for Steve, and Steve is started drifting towards the prow of the ship.
Steve.
He doesn't seem to be answering you or hearing you.
Oh, that's not
Dave.
good. That's not good at all. I think I'm gonna grab him.
Yeah, I'll follow. Anytime, any moment to instill fear in Steve. It's a little game.
So the two of you go to grab Steve. Describe this. What does this look like as the length of the ship is in front of you, and he's, you are closer to the helm, so it's a good 50, 70 feet to clear. And he's starting to drift and kind of lean over the side.
All right, I am just gonna charge and try to grab him around his waist. And I do have an advanced move for this. That is
you don't get to use those yet.
Damn, too bad. That would be perfect.
Advanced moves you have to spend XP to acquire.
I want to bully Steve, but I don't want him to die because then we can't bully. I'd like to. Just gonna reach out and try to grab him.
Okay. But I mean, you can do this. It's not like there's going to be something to stop you from doing this. I just want to see what it looks like as you run the 50, 75 feet across the length of the deck.
I also have very, very long legs because I am a very tall woman.
I'm going to be much slower because I am not. She's fairly small.
So you're running across the deck. What is everyone's reaction to seeing the captain and Corinne running full speed across the length of the ship?
Clearly, there's something cool over to the side of the boat. I take a look.
Ooh.
I'm just gonna let Isaac die at this point. That's one less worry off my hand. I'm already trying to save one person on my crew.
Oh.
You gonna not listen to Captain commands?
So Isaac's gonna look over the side. What are you doing, Nathaniel?
Oh, I am curious. I think I know what's over the side of the ship. So I'm gonna plug my ears and I'm gonna look down the side.
Okay. So the two of you are looking. Corinne and the captain are trying to save Steve. Josie, what are you doing?
I finished memorizing the letter J, and I peek above deck because I heard the music stop. I heard the singing stop, and I'm curious, and I see the captain and Corinne running, and I see everyone else looking over, or at least those two looking over the ship. I think she's just confused for a second, and she'll come up onto the deck. Just fully come out. Looking very confused.
Those of you who look over the side of the ship would see a number of figures in the water. Like more than 6. Because you can't. Swimming on both sides of the ship, kind of keeping pace with it. And there's a figure, almost looks like dolphins. Fins, tails. And then a figure breaks the water just as Steve reaches down towards the water. And you see a mermaid kind of reach for Steve to pull him in.
Steve, my boy, no.
Is he, how far up from the water is he?
I mean, you're like 20 feet up.
No, but okay, so he's not like, he hasn't plunged or anything.
Not yet. He's still leaning over the side. He hasn't fallen yet.
Have I gotten to him yet to grab him?
Oh yeah, you've probably gotten to grab him.
Yeah, I don't imagine he's I imagine he's a very slight boy, so I'm like grabbing him around the waist and trying to hoist him back.
I will take one of the ropes on the side of the ship and rapier high, I'm going to swing down and try to slap at the thing with the rapier. Not to cut it, but just to like sting it and make it like go away as I swing. So basically I want to use the move called Flourish. I want to make a move with outrageous style, which is that.
Yeah, this is outrageous. This is outrageous.
And I will see if it works. I have to roll 3 dice instead of 2 and take the 2 smallest result if I want to add a flourish. So,
because here's the thing, you can roll strike without rolling flourish.
I know, but I want to make it flourishy.
Yeah. Yep, indeed. Roll plus polish. And you can add luck before
polish?
or after. Yeah, for you, for flourish, right? Or no?
No, it's whatever stat I would have had to use. So I think, what's the stat to attack? Is it blood?
Blood.
It's blood. It's roll plus blood.
So
That's my best stat.
I will try it out. That would be an 8. That would be a success.
8 is a success.
And so...
And, yeah. What does this look like? What does this look like at all together?
So, I take the rope in one hand, get the rapier out with the other, and as I kick swing across the ship, I just shout out, "Be gone, foul creature!" And then I snap at it with the rapier as I get close, and then just jump back on the ship after.
Okay. What are you going to do?
So my result, I can choose to either mark all luck, which would be nice because I would get 5 points of luck one shot. I could clear a weakness, but I don't have any. I could twist fate as if I had rolled a 10+. Or I can try to impress or fluster someone. And I would like to impress Josephine.
So impressed.
And if I do, I get a rank over her. I take
Or
1
you
rank
take-
with them.
Or
Or I
there's the
take a
other option.
+2 to woo her. Yeah. You know what? I think I will take the +2 to woo. If that's okay with Lindy.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I come up on deck just in time to see this. Like the timing is perfect.
Yeah, you time it perfectly, and you swing out around, knock out towards the mermaid, and who dives back under the water rather quickly. And you see You then land perfectly, stylishly on the prow of the ship, right with the wind in your hair, perfectly timed. Everything looks great. Very stylistic koi. The captain has Steve in one arm. He is very dazed and confused. And Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
We have Isaac and Corinne. Well, first we're going to resolve this, and then we'll come back to that. Sorry. So, Josie, are you all impressed about what you just saw Nathaniel do? Josie, are you impressed with Nathaniel?
Oh, yes. Sorry, I totally just like hardcore zoned for a second. Yes, I am.
Trust me,
Josie
I've been
is
there.
impressed. Josie is quite impressed. Violence is like her forte, and this is like fancy violence. Like, what? And he yelled something cool. I want a catchphrase or something cool to yell. I'm super impressed.
Cool. So Josie's staring impressed at Nathaniel. He is looking very dapper and buccaneer. It looks like the cover of a romance novel as he stands on the prow of the ship,
Yes.
with his shirt bustling in the wind and his hair blowing back. And the captain is standing there holding Steve. Corinne, what are you doing?
And as soon as like the captain gets Steve, she's just gonna be like, "Boy, keep your mind where it should be. You almost were a sacrifice to the sea. Keep your brain." And she's gonna look around, see if anyone else is in the same condition that Steve is.
So, you look around. You pan back towards the helm of the ship. You would notice that Isaac isn't at the helm and is leaning over the side of the ship.
She's gonna yell, "Isaac, look back!" Nothing.
Would this be a time to use... I have command as an option, which my goal now would be to keep my crew safe. And if I can roll plus polish and get them to like actually follow my orders.
You can. And you can add +1 because you have a rank over Isaac if you wanted to.
I'm like taking off my clothes, like jacket.
Isaac, no, not the time, not the time. Return to your post. I don't think I have any luck either, so
They're so pretty.
I'll get you one in Port Royal. And I do have that.
We will have a question to be answered in a moment.
Oh, I got a 10.
Oh, good.
No. Oh, thank
That's
God.
good.
Oh, thank God.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good.
So
That means he had.
So that, according to this, not only does the crew follow this goal, but they'll follow my orders for a while, and I can either choose a trained or a loyal tag to put on this. And I think I would like this to be a loyal tag.
Yes, they're loyal. Isaac hears you and kind of it breaks the sound that he's hearing. Here's the very important question. Remembering, of course, that I freely acknowledge that I'm a major nerd and I'm a major classics nerd. Sirens don't just lure with promises of pretty women. It's anything that you would truly wish to hear. So what does Isaac want to hear most?
I like big butts and I cannot lie.
Booty, 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 booty,
Booty, booty, rocket down the whale.
Hey, your girlfriend's down here.
Yeah. Probably. Like
Yeah,
that's the only
she's-
like numero uno priority, and then like all the other like life vices underneath that.
So you would probably have heard something about luring you with promises of information and truths. But You sail into Port Royal, where you snake your way. The rest of the day is uneventful. For now. And then there's a shout that comes off of the harbor is in sight. You sail into Port Royal. What do you want to do?
Do we see our friendly English ship also in port?
You see a few English ships in port, and you would see your bark has a narrow enough drop that you can actually pull into the docks, as opposed to a man of war, which has to anchor at harbor. I mean, there are places they could anchor, but it's not going to go into the. It's more like it's building part of a barricade of, protection from pirates for Port Royal.
Then let's just roll up to the docks completely casual, like
we belong here.
Yes,
yeah,
just
yeah.
like,
we are under disguise.
we are relieved to be here because it's secure here.
Yeah, we're safe from pirates here. Although oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go right ahead.
I was just gonna say I actually did the command thing wrong, so now Isaac and Steve actually can. There's like I have temporary rank with all of them, with like the whole crew basically, but also Isaac can roll plus bond whenever like he has another roll this time.
Yeah.
Nice.
I forgot. I was reading the wrong thing. Doesn't matter. Like I still want loyalty out of my crew. I think I'm making sure everybody has some kind of, and I prepared for this just in case this was a disguise we'd need, is like everybody looks like they are, as far as everyone knows, we are a transport ship, and like I'm giving them things that would make it look like they are all part of a crew working on behalf of Turner Sugar, and just like preparing myself to maybe make a stop, so that way, like if we are followed by any of our English buddies, like I have a detour, and that would be the office that I know is here.
Do we have any sugar?
Yeah, I at least have something that shows that, like, if anyone searched the ship, like they would find stuff, because I definitely ripped off my brother at some point.
I have a lot of sugar to give.
How sweet.
It's sweet and salty.
Nope, don't like that. Nope.
We are on the salty swallow.
We are on the
Let's
salty swallow.
disembark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're gonna disembark, but I'm gonna also sort of suggest that our little group stay together while we're on shore, to like kind of not necessarily spread out and look for the ring. But
And if anything, Captain, I would rather we avoid St. Paul's Church and the area around it.
fair.
I mean, I would too. Churchill.
I don't think
Are you
we
not
need to go that way.
You're not a godly man, Nathaniel?
Let's just say that, Man of the Cloth and I have a difference of opinion, and the big guy in the sky and I also have a difference of opinion, but, he upstairs seems to take it better than the people down here.
That's fine. I'm thinking we need to at least make our way towards the sugar office and pretend that we are stopping by.
Well, good.
Aye.
We can make this trip as quick as possible.
And then we can spread out and look for any signs of the ring or any other investigations we need to make while we're here. But anything that makes it look like we are who we said we were to Isaac's friend.
Does it look like we're being tailed by anyone, Deirdre, as we roll through the town?
It's a bustling, you're in the North Docks, it's a bustling dock side. There are a number of people who are loading and unloading ships. You hear merchant sales. A large number of soldiers are walking from Fort Charles and Fort James. It's not, it's a dockside. It's a busy run, but there doesn't seem to be anybody following you in particular. Nobody's paying as much attention to you. You have papers. The harbor master inspected them and was very impressed with your papers, but there was nothing else. You would know that you could stop at the merchant exchange or for a to check in with the wares that you would have had. Probably there's a warehouse tied to the merchant exchange that you would know belongs to the Turner family and their sugar interests. St. Paul's Church is on the south side of Port Royal. You could avoid that. And the individual who resides there, if that is your choice.
I think I'm going to suggest that we go to the warehouse, at least so that we appear to be doing the business that we said we do, and then we can sort of use the warehouse as like a meeting spot to figure out our next plans.
So you go to the merchant exchange. It's busily bustling. There are people coming in, accounting rooms, people just literally weighing and counting coin, gold, sugar, sales going in, out, people, like page boy runs up to you, young, very indeterminate race, probably some mixture of local Hispanic and African, and just kind of looks at you and like, can I help you?
Heading to the Turner warehouse. Need to check in.
Very good. Have a good day. And he just runs off. Doesn't seem, if you know where you're going or what you're doing, no one seems to bother you about this.
Yeah, this isn't my first rodeo going here. I know.
Keeping my eyes peeled for anyone I recognize.
Good thinking.
Keeping your eyes peeled for people you recognize. Isaac, what you up to? Okay.
Which city is the governor of Jamaica located in?
Port Royal. His mansion is right there on the map. Right there. His plantation is outside of town, of course, but he has a mansion in town. It's also where the governor hosts, it's his mansion, it's his residence, it's also where his office would be.
Captain, might I have a moment, a word, just private for a second?
Fine.
Perfect. And I'll bring her off to the side. So I was actually kind of captured here once, and I had to talk my way out of it.
Uh-huh.
Someone might recognize me. Am I clear on the charges, Deirdre? Or is it like,
as far as
get
you're
out
aware,
of my city and never return?
As far as you're aware, you're clear on the charges.
Okay.
So you're saying that using you to figure out, poke around town is probably dangerous?
No, I'm just letting you know that if I end up in jail once more, I'm sorry.
I'd prefer you didn't. If you can, I think you understand why. I would prefer you didn't. However, we could disguise you if you're very worried.
I mean, I know the governor, kind of.
Yeah, you know the governor, but do you know the governor in a way that will get you arrested, or do you know the governor in a way that you're chums and can share a grog and catch up?
He might remember me. More of an acquaintance.
Could you use this acquaintance to perhaps get us information?
Maybe.
Well,
But I might have to do it alone.
Oh, I'm imagining that you would, but as long as you don't sell the crew out, I think if you can figure out anything about our missing friend through this connection, then you should.
Ignatius.
Yes. And don't think I didn't notice your trying to divert us to Havana.
Just, I misheard you a little bit.
No, you didn't. I know you didn't, Isaac. Been sailing with you for too long. I'll make you a deal. Use your connection to get us information on Ignatius Steele and where his whereabouts, or where we might find what remains of him. And I'll put the map hunting on hold so you can stop off there. But you have to do this for me first.
Those are the terms?
Get me information, usable information, or bring me Ignatius Steele himself, and I will make our next destination Havana.
Agreed.
As you were then. I think I'm going to just catch up with the others and get back to the warehouse.
So you guys catch up at the warehouse. Corinne, you're making your, where are you headed? Are you joining them in the warehouse, or are you?
Oh, yes, in the warehouse. I had unfortunate business here. I don't want to be by myself just in case I run into anybody that recognizes me.
Most people are not paying you any attention. You are a well-to-do dressed young lady in company of, well, assumed bodyguards, and there are a number of people who are, you're not disreputable in any way, shape, or form. You're entirely appropriate. You're making your way through. You would notice, however, a few people noticing your companions.
What do these people look like?
A couple of them just look like street urchins, just, nodding, and, the kind of street urchin who makes a living bartering information and just being and they're more counting who's coming in and who's going out, in the sense of just knowing who everyone is. Those type of people that are in every kind of port city that just, if anyone asked them, would, be able to tell you who everyone was, where they were, and who came through when. But they don't volunteer that information. But there does seem to be a gentleman, relatively young, naval coat and tricorn hat, but not navy, more merchant, but still formal and not pirate, who seems to be trying to follow Josie.
She will kind of get close to Josephine. Like, Josephine,
Corinne, hi. You're very close.
over my shoulder.
Okay.
Someone seems to be looking at you. Perhaps look when I look away.
What do they look like? There's a lot of people here.
Quick glance to your left by this door. Friend of yours? Someone?
Is it? Do I recognize them?
You don't recognize them per se.
Mm-hmm.
You do recognize the seal on the glove of his right hand.
Does it look like my ring?
It does look like your ring.
Okay. Like, the captain has my ring, so I can't go over and just talk to him.
And
I guess
they
I
have-
could. I
Wait,
could say
they
I
have
lost.
the ring?
Oh, they have the symbol that's on my ring on their glove. I should go say hello, and maybe
Good.
they'll know where Master Ignatius Steele is.
Are we out in the open?
I mean, you're wandering through the dockside, so yeah.
I'm going to Captain, I'll be one moment. I'm going to go duck into a dark alley somewhere.
I mean, it's the dockside. There's probably a lot of alleys. There's plenty of that.
And she's gonna in Allie's like, beloved, I'm gonna need your help. One of your servants to help me find this man and keep an eye on him. Can you do this for me, please? And this is kind of in, if anyone were to listen, it'd be in some sort of like another language. Her voice sounds slightly different when she does this.
What type of sound is it? Is it harsh, guttural, lyrical, melting?
It has a little bit of the cadence of the mermaid. That kind of like a slight otherworldliness. There's a little bit of a like two voices thing happening.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You get the impression that there's a response.
Mhm.
You could.
What I intended with this is maybe invoke one of my dark magician.
Yep. Roll. You have to spend luck,
Yes.
and you roll plus Spitfire.
Yeah.
What do we
10.
get? Ooh, a 10. You get to choose which of your magicians you.
Oh, no.
I am going to choose the invocation under Elias, which out of thin air, she summons. Appears like some of the darker parts of the alley kind of slink toward her, and they coalesce into like this kind of like winged half ethereal shadow creature. And she'll just get close to it and just whisper, "That man in the coat. Follow him. Listen in on him for me." And
You feel a agreement. They don't speak. They don't make sounds.
Mhm. It's like something. Maybe it's something that she feels good.
and they slowly start to dissipate, and you see them move through the crowd. None of the rest of the crowd seems to react. There's nothing that they see or consider, but you see them start to coalesce around the figure. Josie, what you doing?
Captain hasn't quite caught up to us yet, have she? Well, Captain wants us to find out information, so I
It's
should
you,
go
Corinne,
talk
and
to him.
Nathaniel.
I should go talk to the man who's following me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm like, Nathaniel, do you want to come with me to talk to this man who's following me? Who has the symbol that my ring has?
Come with you, always.
Okay. And I'll just walk over to him.
There's this moment of like confusion that you walk up to him.
Mm-hmm.
Nathaniel, are you coming as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Corinne, you can see your creatures, ethereal creatures, coalesce around the figure, but no one else can. And you see the figure start to the man in this coat and looked very taken aback that Josie has walked up to him. And I'm sorry. Is there how do you do?
Hello. Yes. I noticed you, and you seem to have noticed me, and I was wondering if you could help me find someone.
Yes.
I'm looking
Perhaps,
for Master Ignatius Steele.
Could you roll me? Could you or Nathaniel, whoever wishes to, roll me size up?
What roll is that?
I think it's with vinegar.
Yes, it's with vinegar.
I'm trying to find the moves again.
It's under basic moves.
Yeah.
Size up is roll plus vinegar.
All right, I'm going to try. It was something that I wanted to do anyway during the thing, but that would be a failure.
You get to mark XP. You are not quite sure what to make of this person. That Josie's just like, hi, he said he was following me, and so I went to go when she said this guy was following her, and just walked off to confront him. So you're not sure what to make of him, as he seems to be slightly uncomfortable. At most, he seems uncomfortable with Josie. Josie, would you like to roll?
Sure.
Size up?
I can do that. 8.
Ooh. You can... you have a hit, so you get to hold 2. You can spend a hold to get an answer of one of those questions.
Okay.
On a 7 to 9, they hold one as well, so that they can ask a question if they choose.
Okay.
So at any point in this conversation or in this scene, you can ask me one of those questions, and I will answer accurately.
Okay. Cool.
And you're looking for someone. How may I? Whom are we looking for?
My master Ignatius Steele.
Ignatius Steele.
Yes. We've been here. We traveled here before, probably about 3 years ago, and I have lost him since then, or I've been lost. Someone's been lost, and I'm looking for him.
My apologies. I have not introductions. My name is Elijah Scott, and you are
Josephine.
Josephine.
Josephine, yes. Starts with a J.
Josephine. Ah, Josephine. Well, about that. Yes, indeed. Master Ignatius Steele has been missing, but I believe he's been. There was rumors that he had traveled to Havana for his health. You know, for his health.
Do I get he's implying for a meeting?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Like, how recent was this? I hope he's all right.
Recently,
We've been separated for some time.
yes, he's been looking for you. It was most
He has?
displeased to have lost you.
Oh. It was most distressing initially.
It's no longer distressing.
Well, I had to figure out how to cope.
How have you coped? That seems a question. I wonder.
Well, I have people who are helping me out. I'll gesture to Nathaniel with me.
Okay. My apologies, on my manners.
They're helping me look for him.
They're helping you look for Master Steele.
Yes.
Well, last I heard, he might be in Havana. There was he went for his health. But, you know, he did, however, also greatly enjoy the old church here in Port Royal. It was
I
calming
remember
for him.
that. Do you know Master Ignatius Steele well?
Business associates.
Oh. When was he here last?
Are you...
I think, yeah. Because
Okay.
if rumor is he's been to Havana recently, how recently was he here?
He seems to be traveling between the two cities. So...
Is there a place you know of that he likes in Havana, like the old church that he finds comforting?
There is a mission church in Havana. It's near and sponsors a convent mission, a very nice orphanage. He likes to help the orphans in their education.
Very good. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Elias Scott. I will have to visit the old church before I leave to find Master Steele.
Yes, Elijah.
Elijah.
You can
Sorry.
you get the impression that he has had to make this distinction quite a few
lot, yeah.
times. It's like there's a J in my name.
It's got the J, like my name has a J. Yes. I won't make that mistake again.
Yes. Well, and he looks to Nathaniel, who he introduced himself, but Nathaniel never responded, so he's kind of...
Sorry, Nathaniel is busy trying to understand why a cat is crying.
Oh,
no.
it's probably hungry. You should feed it.
Oh,
Pet
and
it
now
give
you're...
it love.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Nathaniel, by the way.
Apologies. Yes, of course. We thank you. I'm sure Master Steele will thank you very much for looking after dear Josephine.
And you're Elijah with a J.
Yes, there's a J. It's very... You seem much like... Thank you.
It's all right. a lot of people mispronounce my name as well. There's a giant D. It's just nobody tends to
Silent.
see.
The D is silent.
Yeah. Well,
In this case, the D is silent. Or is it a middle name? You put it in the middle? Eh?
that works. That works.
Nathaniel
Is
D.
Nathaniel's
last
middle
name
name
something.
D?
Yeah.
Yes.
My apologies. I'm have some business to attend to here in Port Royal. I hope to see you again.
Yes, thank you,
Josephine,
Mr. Scott. It was so nice meeting you and talking to you, and thank you for helping me find Master Ignatius Steele.
Mm-hmm.
Would I have caught up to them at this point?
I mean, maybe, yeah.
I don't think
As he goes to turn,
I don't think I'm going to approach. I think I'm going to watch this guy for a sec.
he kind of, does takes his hat and kind of quasi
Curtsy.
bows, but anyone would see Nathan, see him just kind of hesitate as he's bowing to Josephine, and then he just shakes his head and puts the hat back on and starts walking down the street towards the governor's mansion.
I will intend to have my minion follow him as long as it can.
Your
I think
minion
as soon
will
as he
follow-
walks away, Josie turns to Nathaniel and goes, "Do you see them?" And just takes a deep breath, like she's been holding it this whole time.
Do I see what?
The scary shadow people. I think Corinne has something to do with it. Because she's spooky and they're spooky.
Do you look back toward my
Yes.
direction? She'll
Yes.
smile back.
She is responsible.
And
They're following
Nathaniel
him.
would.
Do you think they're going to eat him?
Everything is going to be fine. If you need to, I can protect you from the scary shadows.
You can't even see them, apparently.
Just point at them.
Okay. Well, better. And I think then she'd be like, "Oh, the captain's here. Good, Captain."
Did Isaac already peel off and do his own thing?
Yes.
Isaac's going to the governor's mansion,
Good.
maybe.
Good. He's
Running to
probably,
my friend.
Yeah, so both of them have run off. Corinne's being creepy like the entrance of an alleyway. Normal for us.
yeah, we're doing quite a good job of that.
I got some good news.
Do you? Who is your friend there?
His name was Elijah with the J. Scott.
Elijah with a J, Scott.
He was very, very adamant about his
Where did you come
name.
from, Corinne? My God!
Keeping an eye on friends.
Oh, good. Whew. You scared me.
Yes,
Shouldn't
it's very scary.
He shouldn't have said his entire name right away. You usually don't get that freely.
Well, he said that he knew Mr. Steele. Mr. Master Ignatius Steele was in Havana last for his health, which I think he means for a meeting. And that we should visit. I knew that the last meeting they had here was near the old church, but he suggested that we go visit there while we're here.
An old church.
Huh.
Yes.
Well, I guess things are working out in a splendid way.
Yes, Corinne noticed him following me, so I went to talk to him.
Yeah, typically we don't go talk to people that are following us.
No?
That's not usually.
He had the symbol on his glove that's on my ring.
Oh, so he's one of them.
Mhm.
And you didn't recognize him from before?
Nope. But he seemed to recognize me.
Oh, that he did.
Hmm.
And I'm having him followed.
Oh, great. Well, I know how you feel about the church, and I know how Nathaniel feels about the church.
If we
Well,
have to.
The old church might be different than the new church. I don't think the bishop likes to hang around in the old church.
Oh, we're avoiding a bishop, are we?
We're avoiding
Fine.
anyone who would like to have me hanged.
Yes,
A lot
that
of
would
people.
not be
Yeah,
good.
I would prefer you not to do that particular dance.
Like, I like
If that's
choking, but
okay.
only to a certain degree.
I much prefer you alive than dead.
Yes, you're much more talkative this way. I mean, you're useful, but that voice.
Thank you.
Well, then,
To the old
I-
church?
yeah, Isaac is off to do some further research. And I think he'll be glad to know that we're going to be making our way to Havana one way or another.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, they meet at a mission church in Havana near a convent and an orphanage.
Hmm.
So that should be easier to narrow down. I don't think there are a lot of those.
No, not typically. Not typically at all.
Apparently, Master Ignatius Steele has been looking for me, so...
Oh, all right. Well, do you remember
Shouldn't
how
be
to get
too
to the?
hard to find.
Do you remember how to get to the old church?
Mhm.
Okay. Why don't you lead the way? And
All right.
I'm gonna pull Nathaniel Curran back a second and be like, please have weapons and/or scary magic ready on the go, because I have a feeling we might have to fight this guy to
Oh,
keep her safe.
as much as I hate it, would enjoy to bring some sacrilege to a place of worship.
Yeah, that's not what I mean. I mean mostly protect Josephine.
Oh, of course.
I think Josephine can handle herself.
I would rather there was backup.
Oh,
if this guy
yeah.
if this guy is as smart as we think he is, and there's some secret society involved, she might be able to handle herself for one guy, but I would rather be on the lookout.
I don't know. She looks like the type of person that can handle herself with more than one guy.
I think this is my Ben Wyatt to the camera face moment.
Also, don't worry, Captain. I have her back in my sights.
Sure, that's all you have in your sights. Let's go then. We'll just go to the old church.
Yes.
Four of you make your way down a high street.
Down to the old
Towards-
church road.
Yep, the old church. We're going to cut away to Isaac for a minute. Isaac, where are you headed?
Governor's mansion. And if there's a guard or someone outside, I'll say, I'm here for my meeting with the governor. He's expecting me.
There is a guard, but that looks kind of askance at you. Roll me hoodwink. I need you to roll me hoodwink. Because you still smell like shit, literally.
Mm-hmm.
It's shit with like a bunch of perfume over.
What do I roll with that? Is that polish?
He thwarted my perfume plans, though.
No, she put some Corinne put some perfume.
Oh, that's right.
It's
You did put some perfume.
It's like a bad smell with like the air freshener on top. It's like it's not helping anything.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
stat do I
it's-
roll hoodwink? Is
It's
it
with polish. It's with polish.
Hmm.
Oh my.
No. That does he just looks at you and kind of leans forward. You have to the count of 3 before I stab you through the gut. 1, 2.
Hold on. I'll be leaving right now. And I'll slowly back away from him.
He just kind of rests his hand on the hilt of his sword, watching you until you leave. You would see by this point the rest of the crew approaching the old church, because the governor's mansion is like kitty corner across the street from the old church.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
What would you like to do?
To the tavern to see if Roland is around.
So while Isaac makes his way towards the tavern and the rest of the crew approaches the old church, that's where we're going to end it for today.
Ah.
Isaac, what are you up to?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, I'm worried about it.
Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna worry.
It's fine. Probably.
Well, at least you didn't get stabbed.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah.
Oh, you should take a bath.
Yeah.
So
I'm getting into this governor's mansion smelling like this. There is a way. I will find it.
That's your goal for next week, is to get into the governor's
Breaking
mansion
and entering.
smelling like ass.
Yes, get a meeting with the governor. That'll be my short-term goal.
Quentin, your Herschel is showing.
So, thank you everyone for coming. That was our second episode of Black Flag, our Rapscallion campaign. I would just like to thank all of our sponsors very quickly before we again go through and talk about ourselves. But thank you to Found Familiar, to Mage and Press, to Roll20. Thank you to our partners, Level Up Dice. Thank you, players and GM, for coming every Saturday for that. I know it's kind of early for some, but I know that Quentin, you've gotten used to it. And thank you everyone for taking the time out of this. I don't know for you, but this is a beautiful Saturday here. So let's go around the table. Tell us who you are, where we can find you, what you have going on in your lives. We'll start with Deirdre. Muted. You're muted.
I went to unmute and then realized I was about to unmute the tab for Twitch and was like, no, let me fix that for a second. Hey y'all, you know me. I'm at Deirdre on Twitter, or Praxagorth as Mayforia, as you see me hanging out on Twitch, and I has lots of fun doing these fun things, and I can't wait to see what all the fun things that happen, and wait to find out what happens when, Nathaniel discovers Isaac sold him out. For a girl. But yes, also glad that I get to play with mermaids. Fun times with mermaids. Hey, but as for me, you can find me on Twitter at Deirdre on Twitter, or Praxagorth as Mayforia, as you see me around on Twitch. Next week, you can find me here. You can also find me on Wednesday over on Tales from the Grim for some Witcher Family of Wraiths, as Ainfra made some choices and decisions kind of at the end of last week, and I'm sure none of that's going to be bad at all. You can also find me here on Thursday for the premiere of things that are happening, and other than that, check my Twitter, because I was supposed going to be all the fun people I get to hang out with and all the fun stories I get to tell. Also, I released yesterday a new game on itch. If you would want to go check it out, it's called Zia's Recipe Book. It is wholesome and fun and happy feelings to make you feel better about life. That's me.
Thank you. Shauna.
There you go. Hey, this was a lot of fun. Good to be so fun to be just scary, creepy person and summon some magic. Yeah, so happy about that. But yeah, I'm playing serious.
Lindy, sorry. You're
That's
next.
me. Yes, I am. Hi, I'm Lindy. That was super fun. I'm not at all concerned that people were following me and that Master Ignatius Steele is looking for me. But I guess I know my pirate friends have got my back, even though one of them's super spooky and has spooky shadow monsters that I saw following that dude. I'm not worried. Yeah, you can find me at Monday, Tuesday on my channel every week for Mondays in Exandria, Miss Ravenloft. It's D&D stuff. It's a lot of fun. You can find me on Encounter Roleplay playing Call of Cthulhu, Dark Ages Call of Cthulhu. So I'm a peasant baker. So that's right before Shauna's game, and it's a lot of fun. And then Wednesday, Family of Wraiths, where I didn't make terrible decisions. I just made a pass at somebody and got cooked dinner. It was, and a lot of emotional trauma, but the upside was dinner. So that was great. And then you can find me here for Pirates every Saturday, and also on Tales from the Grim on Friday. Aether's Walkway, a Cypher System game. We're, I think, on our 3rd episode. It's super fun so far, and there's not a lot to catch up on, so check it out. It's great.
Thank you for coming. Alyssa.
That's me. Xander Slamilton on all the things. I am just here on Saturdays having a stellar time as always. Thank you all for playing. Thank you for running this game, Deirdre. Thank you for having me. This is so much fun.
And last but not least, the pig-smelling Isaac Quentin.
So this is where we start the second 4 hours of the stream, and we keep going all day.
Woo!
Thragon in chat, Thragon on Twitter. I still don't know. Yeah, there's so many like different things like running through my head, like for what I want to do with Isaac, like just so many things. Like even like just now, I was like, I want to change my goals. I want to change this goal. I want to change this goal. Wait, if I do this goal, then this goal. Then I'm like looking at my backstory and I'm like, wait, how could I work that into this and then that and then. Yeah, so I guess, I mean, that's credit to Deirdre for just the awesome character creation that we did, like session 1, and just how the story's been going so far, and I'm having a super fun time, and thank you everyone for playing and watching.
And I am Simon at Wandering DM. Welcome to our channel. Thank you once again, everyone, for coming. I would just like to let you all know that we will be back on Monday for the end of Legacy, if time and real life permits it. On Tuesday, we're going to be back with Witcher, if Twitch allows it. We'll see. We've been having a lot of problems on Tuesdays. We know that Twitch and Zoom have been having a lot of trouble lately. But if everything works well, we're gonna keep continuing. Our sister show from the one from Tales from the Grim, basically everything takes place in the same world, and you follow the adventures of 2 different groups of people that are separated by distance and a little bit of time. But they might crisscross soon. And then on Thursday, it is the premiere of our anime game called Sisterhood of the Magical Blade. Come and check it out if you are into comedy anime.